Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tales of Gaming Addiction YouTube channel. My name is Smitty, and today is a solo cast on the Stubborn Drift, being brought to us by Goose the Grey. Well, at least his brother, anyway. Good fellow caster of mine. Really should do a duo at some point. Anyway, in today's game, we have got on our blue side, we've got OP OK playing LeBlanc in the mid lane, Hindu Makata playing Narcissus in the top, Captain AwesomeX playing Lucian, Ray Jacko playing Rengar in the jungle, and of course, as previously stated, Goose the Grey, who was spectating off, is going to be playing Kale as the support. Over on the red side, we've got the likes of New Manga. No, that's a really weird name. But anyway, playing Volibear in the top lane, which is strange to see. Master Yi in the jungle will be played by X Modek, Nanami Moya and Akuya 3-2-1 playing Thresh and Ezreal respectively in the bot lane, and we've got Deadly Rat playing Brand in the mid. So this is going to be an interesting game. At least it's all gold ranked as well, so this should be a good and plenty of good plays and good sportsmanship at the very least, along with some usual zaniness of people trying to get their promotion. So as we're just waiting around for those minions to spawn and things to go in, early game, definitely nothing's going to happen. Everyone's going to play it safe. Marcy is actually going to be very brave and start on his red and solo it, so he might even try and do it smiteless and get it cleared out as quickly as possible. Go down and rotate round to the blue, so on and so forth, and carry on from there and possibly start doing a gank on the bot lane. But we shall see how that goes. The mid lane is one that's interesting me quite a lot at the minute. Of course, we've got the Brand LeBlanc, so that's going to be a very interesting lane. LeBlanc's very good at the jukes, and Brand is very reliant on the stuns. So I'd expect Brand to get a very early start in CS, as he already has. But of course, later on, LeBlanc will be able to do a little bit better because she'll have the cooldowns to start juking in and out of the fights as and when she sees fit, rather than when Brand wants to land his equivalent stun. So as things go, I want to say now that Farm Groove Brand is taking remarkably low in that mid lane until it just caught my eye. He got pushed very far back against the tower. So it's now going to be LeBlanc trying her best to hold out in this fight, but Brand's burn is going to be far too much there. He's actually going to leave those minions with severe radiation sickness anyway, since this is the zombie skill, which is actually pretty cool. He actually gets struck out as well by the distortion there, so a nice little bit of lane harass coming out already from LeBlanc, trying her level best to do it. But Marcy is already making his way down into the bot lane. Obviously wants to get this advantage down quick. Captain AwesomeX is going to be caught out here. He gets caught in by the threshold. The Yi hasn't gone for the Alpha Strike yet, which is strange to say. Oh no, never mind, he has gone straight in for it. Alpha Strike gets the kill, but it's going to be Ayuko who gets that kill, and Goose is left alive, but only by the thread of his skin. And even Brand is brought incredibly low. He actually gets caught out by LeBlanc there. Let's back this up by a few seconds to see what happened. So, but just 15 seconds back, as you can see, Brand gets completely caught out, gets caught by the Mog. So it's a level 3 burst into LeBlanc, the one thing that everybody fears. And there we go, we'll just catch back up to the live game time there. We can see it just goes down to the Ignite. Top lane, meanwhile, massive gank is about to happen here. Nogama is going to be caught out by Rengar, and he's at full ferocity as well, so he has the choice of a route. But very smart play there by Volibear. Wall just flashing the wall, but Rengar is not yet to give up the chase. Gets the snare down with the bonus strike on full ferocity. And it's even starting the chase as well, trying to stack up ferocity, but really has no speed to do so. Gets the pounce, but doesn't quite get the ferocity stack. Marcy coming in with the save, already feeling pretty strong after that successful Ezreal gank, but the fight is not over. LeBlanc instead goes for the aggression, manages to lay down the chain, is forced to munch on a tasty biscuit, and will be caught out entirely here. Volibear's already at level 4, Yi's level 3, so that Alpha Strike's going to do a fair bit. And there we go, X Modek picks up that kill. A little bit unfortunate there. You know, LeBlanc really should have gone for that chase. Or if she hadn't Rengar, really she should have still remained committed. But hey, that's the League of Legends for you, where communication isn't the greatest thing around. Which is a little bit unfortunate, but still it does mean that you could go back and buy a couple of Lights of Zelda. Cold is really starting to play up. There we go, that's cleared that a lot better, my apologies. So, we have to really clear my throat out. Anyway, we shall let the players find their groove once again now in these lanes. And also doing a very nice job though, he's already 34 CS to 22 of Volibear. Although Volibear has got an assist to his name, which is going to help out the gold a little bit, but not a huge amount. It's still not going to be the greatest thing ever. Although with a Volibear trying to do a rolling thunder is still rather hilarious. It's just a bear crawling away to safety. Or crawling away to be aggressive. So now the aggression switches around the spot lane. Naomi gets caught out entirely, but Captain Automax is going to be caught out again by this Ezreal Yi combo. And that really does hurt. It's going to force him to back out entirely, and Kale still has yet to land a decent heal, which is a little bit of a shame. But then again, that is the way with support, so really being helpful with the best start, although now Yi and Narcissus both going on the dive. The Wither is down, the bonus strike kicks in, but unfortunately no one's willing to follow up here. I think that could have been quite an easy kill for Rengar if he had chosen to do so. And Bran also taking a ton of damage in that middle lane. He's forced right out entirely. So now LeBlanc can start getting this necessary damage boost on and start doing some farming at long last and try and regain that CS deficit she has in the minute with 29 to 35. Although that Phoenix Codex is really starting to help out with the cooldown reduction and laying down the law of the mid lane, which is always going to be LeBlanc's. Nothing you can do about it. On a side note, whilst we're on this small group, for those of you who have been out of the loop, especially with Rengar, they've tweaked his Bone Tooth necklace now so it defines itself as a trinket. It still has the same effects prior, so getting kills, getting assists will allow it to stack. But it's 1, 3, 6, 12, so a max of 20. And the cool thing is, it can be any of the trinkets. So at the minute he's got the Warden trinket, it can be the Sweeping Lens, it can be the Oracle's Eye for that kind of stuff. And it actually makes it a very, very good thing for a champion like Rengar. There's quite a lot of discussion right now whether or not to do it for someone like Victor. A little bit unfortunate there, Modek getting killed off by the raid, so he's obviously not that strong just yet. It was obviously feeling a little bit strong. And Goose getting caught out there by the death sentence, and it's even going to force the exhaust to come out onto Ezreal, but unfortunately will make him back out entirely. That new exhaust animation looks really weird. It looks almost like a teleport, as it were, you know, being cocooned in magical energy. So everyone's just waiting here for something to happen. Marcy is still going back in for his red buff. Let's see if he'll succeed this time around, although I highly doubt he's going to fail this time. He's at full health. He has got a couple of items beneath his belt now. And there we go, Alpha Strike for having cleared that out nice and quick. Meanwhile, in that mid lane, Rengar is now level 6, goes in with the stealth, manages to get the ferocity, but unfortunately wastes it on the Q. He does quickly build it right back up against the 5, so if he needs to, he can land a snare and a root with his bowler strike, and it will do the necessary damage. Although Mocha goes right on in, unfortunately gets chased by Yi with the Alpha Strike, does secure the kill on Brand, but gives Yi his second kill of the game, and it will allow him to continue to move. Meanwhile though, in this bot lane, Thresh gets taken incredibly low. Kale and Lucian now really starting to build up some momentum here. Lucian needs to get to level 6 pronto for any aggression to take place, but unfortunately it's not going to matter now as they try and zone out Kale, who is the main damage dealer, but it is not going to be enough. Lucian is going in on the chase on Thresh, will secure it, and a very nice intervention there from Kale at the last possible second will mean X-Modek does not get his kill on Master Yi, although True Shot Barrage comes out and doesn't get anyone, so a little bit of a waste there from Ezreal. Will be on cooldown for some time, seeing as he's only just hit level 6 himself, but at the end of the day it's all that's going to matter. And in the top lane, finally Volibear on the board with a kill. Narcissus unfortunately is on the board with a death, which is a shame we missed that one. Let's back this game up a little bit and see what went on here. So Volibear goes in with the, yes, very nice play there from Volibear, goes in with the Thunderous Charge and the flip, and flips Narcissus right into tower range, and lets the tower do most of the work, and all Volibear has to do is tank it up with the roar. So a very nice kill there for Narcissus. though he now has to contend with a level 7 Rengar with double buff in his own lane, and he's very, very low, goes straight in, lands all that damage, instantly gone, even on that low health. I was surprised. But anyway, means now Narcissus will use his teleport to get back to lane fairly sharpish, and will get his farm back on. He's already starting to build up a significant farming lead. He's already nearly at 80 CS, so very nice job there. So as we're waiting for this game to continue now, Brand is pinging for assistance. He is struggling a little bit against LeBlanc now. LeBlanc can now do quite a decent chain and land a full combo. Thresh trying to come in with the hook, doesn't quite land. So LeBlanc's soul is not going to be on Thresh's mind today, although it might be sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, as everything settles down, we'll look at the items and see what everybody's trying to build into. So Narcissus is going to look into building the obvious Trinity Force and Lich Bane and all those kind of AP tanking items. I would not be surprised. Frozen Heart's definitely on the list with that. Glacial Shrine, I mean, his Wither will do a tremendous amount for very little mana cost. Meanwhile, though, in that bot lane, Goose the Grey gets caught out. The intervention was popped yet again, keeps him alive for so close. Does a very good job. And meanwhile, Master Yi also taken incredibly low. So he's also in dire straits. Obviously, it went for the tower dive and it failed magnificently. So whilst we're looking at the items, although Narcissus also goes very low, is forced to pop his Fury of the Sands to try and stay alive. The Volibear is not one to stop either. I wouldn't be surprised if Volibear went for the tail dive. Rengar is already starting his rotation up, so he's going to be on his hide fairly soon. So it should be Tiger versus Bear, and Tiger and Dog versus Bear in the top lane, which I'll see who comes out better. Will it be the Russian Bear or will it be Soviet Tiger? It shall be interesting to say though. LeBlanc though gets caught out in the mid lane with an impressive gank from Master Yi. Really leads into nothing, but it does lead into some nice lane harass, which Brand can happily clear up with all that conflagration, Pillar of Flame, and soon, very soon, especially when the team fights happen, that Pyroclasm is really starting to hurt, and this laning phase is really going straight on. Though very nice play there from LeBlanc there, gets the full chance out, even gets the silence and will secure the kill, though she does go very low. And very sportsmanlike from Brad to realise that he is going to die and starts doing his fire dance. So, going back onto the case of the items, I'll let the directed camera take over. Currently we have got LeBlanc about to finish the things on Holy Grail, and we have got Brand on the way. Although Kale is now gone aggressive onto Naomi, and Naomi does go down. It's going to be Goose that picks that one up, so Kale now on board with a kill. Lucian getting the assist for that. It's going to happily lead him towards the Bloodthirster. And Ray Jacko comes in from the side, gets a very nice gank and deletes Ezreal from the line there. So it's going to be full out aggression, and it's actually going to allow them to do Dragon, and they're going to definitely have to take out that ward. Otherwise, I wouldn't be surprised if Uka 321 used the push up rocket to delete Dragon at just the right moment. So remove that information, and there's very little Ezreal can do about it. Although it is going to go down nice and quick. Smite it out. There we go. Nice. 243 gold for the entire team, and giving the blue side now a very nice 2k kill advantage. And the top lane results yet again in a 1-all kill death there for Narcissus and Volibear. Narcissus doing a very nice job of keeping Volley in tower range with the Wither. Master Yi and Brand though, they're still trying very hard to push down this mid lane, but it's very hard to do it against LeBlanc. LeBlanc's nearly level 11 now, so she will have the Mimic Distortion up, and will have it on a considerably low cooldown to be able to do a considerable higher amount of damage with it as well. And all that good stuff from leveling up your abilities. Although Thresh comes in with the death sentence, camera going wild, way off to the side. They're trying to follow the reverse of the Thresh hook, following where the hook will go, not who threw the hook, not where it was going to go. So as everything Rangar's going to let LeBlanc take her blue, and this top lane duke out between Volibear and Narcissus is still carrying on. It's a very impressive fight here, though the Iceborne Gauntlet is certainly starting to help for Narcissus. He's going to get the kill nice and quickly. The Fury of the Sands will help him secure, though Master Yi is now in the fight. He can't be so because the Highlander's active, but oh my days, that hurts. And somehow Master Yi survived on next to no health. Although that's not going to matter for much longer. Rengar is hovering around. He is off to the side. He has now got the full ferocity stack on, and he's just going to go straight on him for the kill. Nope, doesn't even get the assist, so nicely played from there. He's actually going to go down if he's not careful to the minions. Ooh, tease it, man, at 50 HP. He is going to run away with his tail between his legs, but it does mean he applies some pressure in the top lane. Meanwhile, though, Captain Awesome continues to chase onto Ezreal, forces a flash out of each, but unfortunately the exhaust will help secure the kill. Goose the Grey has to pop intervention on himself to stay alive for a little bit longer. And Lucian is going to continue the fight on the tower, which is not the best of ideas. Pops the hill, but unfortunately the tower will get the securing blow on it. It's going to be Ezreal that gets the credit for it. And Goose the Grey is in a really bad position. Nearly gets caught out by Threshold as well. Very nicely played there. Very nicely placed as well. Make sure you don't get caught out by the obvious line of the Threshold being in an unfamiliar place, as it were, for champions to hide. Normally you hide right in the centre of the bush. Hiding out the top there is definitely grateful. So as this game continues onward, we're just waiting to see what goes on here. A very nice distortion there from LeBlanc, but she does go down. Unfortunately, the Mimic wasn't enough to deceive Brand, so Brand is going to get away. He does have himself a nice blue buff as well, so Master Yi can hold on to his for a little while longer, I would suspect. Yep, there we go, he's already has it, and he's going to enjoy it rather nicely. So, very nice up there. First tail of the game, though, goes over to the blue team, so they not only have first Dragon, they also have first Tower. And it's going to give them a nice gold lead of 3,000 gold, with 3 kills in the bag at 10-7. Looking at the items now at the 17-ish minute mark. Narcissus is already starting to build up his Spirit Wizard, so he's going to be very, very anti-Volibear and anti-Brand, and a little bit anti-Ezreal as well. In that regard, he's already got the Iceborne Gauntlet for the slow, so that's definitely going to help out in the team fight. Just proccing any ability, and just going in for the whack will deliver an area slow. And combined with that feel with the sense, he's going to have to pop here as he gets caught out by Master Yi. The red buff is on him, but unfortunately it's going to lead him in a dire strait here as Volibear goes in with the Thunderous Roar and the charge and the flip. And it's not going to result in a huge amount though. Master Yi, of course, can heal up. Narcissus is going to be forced back into his little puppy form, and now needs to think of a plan soon. LeBlanc, though, is out for blood. She wants her blue buff back, and she will find Master Yi all alone and does a full chain burst and retrieves it. That's put out a nice 4-3 now, and is already starting to spell up to near enough full cooldown reduction. And she has got the things in the Holy Grail and a second Phoenix Codex, which I suspect will go into something else. I can't think. I suppose Morella Nomicon would be a nice idea. Meanwhile, though, Goose gets caught out there by the Threshold. Brand is also coming out as well, so very smart play from Lucian to back out of the fight entirely. Goose is going to go down. Unfortunately, it's going to be Deadly Rat that picks that one up. And now it's a 3-man versus 3-man fight in the bot lane. The culling comes out from Lucian, starts really laying down the pain. Deadly Rat is brought incredibly low, but unfortunately the rest of his team decide that the minion wave is of greater importance. I let them push up a little bit, become a wall to absorb the Brand Pillar of Flame there, as you can see, but unfortunately really results in very little. Threshold also gets absorbed by minions, so this minion wall definitely starting to prove very useful. LeBlanc's Mimic is going up, acting as a scout. Unfortunately, the real one gets caught out by Master Yi, who is going to go in for the kill. Will get the kill, allow the Highlands to reset, but Lucian will pick up that one. And will use Relentless Pursuit passive to carry on the chase. Thresh, meanwhile, though, knows that Rengar is somewhere nearby, who gets the kill onto Brand. Is going on a nasty killing spree. Can he go for 3? Yes, he can. Will we see the 4th? I really hope we can. It's going to be a prolonged engage here, most certainly. There we go. It's going to be the dive on in, and it's going to be the ace picked up by Captain Awesome. But Rengar's certainly a happy kitty. He's now 4-0. He's got that Lizard on. He's got the Brutalizer. So he's going to go back and buy himself a nice heavy armor pen item. I wouldn't be surprised if he got himself Black Cleaver or even your moves. Ghostblade would work very nicely for Rengar and his Q passive, which the name now escapes me. The Savagery. There we go. When it's active, and of course you start to build up attack speed, and you get an extra boost of attack damage when it's at max ferocity. So waiting on things to go by. Everyone's settling down a little bit. We've already seen 2 turrets go down. Blue team are picking for Dragon. They're going to do another 3-man stack on it. LeBlanc's going to stay in the mid lane to keep that wave pushed up as close as she can to the tower. To which the red team doing a very nice job of holding versus the LeBlanc. They've already now taken out that mid lane tower against blue, but they need to keep theirs alive for as long as they can. Second Dragon goes over to the blue team, and we're just waiting on to see what items people are picking up. Lucian's definitely now going to go into his well tried and true build lately of Bloodthirster into Trinity Force. That certainly makes him a dangerous threat on the front line. Deadly Rat though is going to be quite completely a very nice intervention comes out from Goose, will allow the kill, and LeBlanc is also going to back away. The Mimic is going to run right off into the jungle, hoping to trick flash, but unfortunately it doesn't work. With Narcissus though, will get shut down. Unfortunately the tower doesn't take out X-Modek. A very well timed meditate will absorb the most of the damage and allow him to regen up. So a little bit unfortunate there from Narcissus. But again, he did a very nice play. He knows what to do in the top lane in a 2v1 disadvantage. Goose the Grey though gets caught out by the pressure, but Ray Jacko is coming in straight from the side, and that is the damage your moves can deal with the armor pen. Unfortunately, Thresh now is caught out entirely all by his lonesome. It's not going to stop an angry Rengar from chasing you down. LeBlanc trying to distort over the wall, unfortunately can't do it. And there we go, Ray Jacko secures that kill rather nicely and will continue on to do the wolves. And things going very nicely in favour of this blue team. They are now 9 kills ahead and have got a nice 8k gold advantage along with 2 towers as well. Items still coming out thick and fast, so Body Bear's now finished his own Trinity Force, so it's certainly going to start doing damage. And when that flip comes in, it's going to proc it, and the next auto attack will deal the bonus damage. The Narcissus, meanwhile though, is now starting to build up a chain burst, which I suspect will go into Sunfire Cape to alleviate that, as it will, so he can just sit there and passively do damage just by standing around. Rengar, meanwhile, has now finished his moves. He's also now starting to build up what I suspect is going to be the Black Cleaver as well, so there's going to be plenty of armor pen on the table here for him, as well as a little bit of lifesteal, I believe, in the Lizard item. Is there any? No, there isn't. I could have sworn there was a little bit of lifesteal in it. I must be thinking of something else entirely. Oh no, that's it. I'm thinking of the Wraith item, which has Spellvamp. The Manson Spectral Wraith. Anyway, carrying on though, down the item line, Marcy's finished his Feral Flare, so he's got plenty of attack damage and armor, and we can see that now coming to form here. He's starting to chunk away at Narcissus. Unfortunately, Highlander means he cannot be slowed, so the Iceborne Gauntlet is kind of wasted. Landing on that Spirit down, trying to do as much damage as he can, trying to force him out of lane, does a very nice job as he does. Unfortunately, LeBlanc is on the roam, and so is Kale, and unfortunately, Yi with no Highlander is a sitting duck in an engage, or anyone going for the kill, and there we go, there goes one, and we'll go for Volibear. Volibear will use the Thunderous Charge there, and will get well out of the way. Does get slowed by Kel. Flash does get used by LeBlanc. It's going to be a full-on chain against the stun. It'll be Goose picking up the kill now, so he's 2-1-4. He's going to have a nice day. He's really got the Athenes. He's starting to build up the Spell Thief Edge, which will go into Frost Queen's claim. And now LeBlanc, already with that Death Power Grasp, is definitely going to hurt. Still, carry on looking at the items. As we were, Marcy's got the Blade of the Rune King, so he has got now a way to chase or disengage as he sees fit. Brand is starting to build up his Leandri's Torment now. He needs that spell pen to break through the likes of Narcissus and even to punish Lucian and Kale for building very little. Rengar going super deep there. That is worth a replay. Where has he gone? There's the little kitty cat. He goes right in deep for Ezreal right underneath the tower. Goes here. He actually does really well. Master Yi didn't turn up, that would have been the kill. So that was a little bit unfortunate. But also very, very nice. Still waiting for this game to carry on here. Carry on going down the items. Let the directed camera take over. Lucian still is yet to finish building his Trinity Force. Ezreal doing the same thing, both going in different paths around it. Lucian looks to build up the attack speed side of things to improve his Cullen. Ezreal going to build up Sheen to improve his Mystic shots, which of course proc instantly off Sheen. So once you cast that, well, as soon as that hits, that also counts as a Sheen proc damage on top of it. Currently, of course, the supports both going down two entirely different support trees. We've got Kale bringing up Frostgreen's Claim and Thresh with the Face in the Mountain. Although, oddly enough, Kale isn't buying a huge amount on the warding front. It's instead starting to build like the traditional mid lane AP Kale with Stealthy Edge just to make up for the lack of the CS there. Of course, only being on the 11 CS, but with 4 assists under her belt and a couple of dragons, it does put her at 7k in her pocket already, but it's only got 162. The majority of that went straight into Stinger. That's going to be a Nash's Tooth, and it's definitely going to hurt when Kale switches on the aggression and starts laying down that armor matter resist shred from her Righteous Fury. Thresh, meanwhile, is in serious trouble. Gets caught out by a stun. It's actually taken incredibly low. The burst damage from the blue side is immense. Goose is also brought incredibly low. Volibear goes in with the charge. Unfortunately, the intervention does come in and will save Kale's life. And now the aggression keeps on going. Deadly Rat is starting to lay down a huge amount of pain, but he is also going down himself. He does get taken out by Narcissus, and with it will allow him to secure the kill. Along with Spiritfire, Narcissus actually thinking he can solo 1v3. Why not? He has got a fair few items under his belt. He's actually going to keep on the fight here, and he's brought them incredibly low. He's also put himself right in the firing line. Captain Awesome also brought incredibly low. This engage done very nicely for the blue team. They haven't lost anyone, and they've deleted 2 members of the red side. But fortunately, 3 members out of the red side. Goose very smartly flashes over the wall, but this engage still has it ended. Captain Awesome does secure the kill, and Narcissus, there we go, might as well stick with that for now. Does go incredibly low, lands the Wither onto Marcy, but unfortunately he can't be slowed. Invulnerable back up straight away for Goose, and now we have Nimogs coming Nomanga coming in from the side down. That Volibear goes in with the charge and even gets the flip, and a very smart play there from Narcissus will secure the Wither. And now with Rengar back in the fight as well, it's going to be a very hard fought one. It's going to force Rengar to go into his stealth. Volibear notices around that red exclamation mark, which is a nice little reference there to Metal Gear Solid for when enemies spotted you as Solid Snake. Colin comes out from Lucian, does manage to land a huge amount of damage, forces Deadly Rat out, nearly deletes him again, and this is going to be a nice blue secure here. It's going to go on to Captain Awesome, and with no dragon around either, that was taken out a little while ago by Rengar, allows the gold lead to go to nearly 50,000 gold to 37,000. 6 turrets into 2, 26 kills to 12, so this blue team doing a very nice job of continuing the aggression and keeping their lead. GA's is now picked up from Narcissus, so completely not what I thought at all. I thought he was going to go into the Sunfire Cave, but it goes for that GA there, so he can dive on in, he can lay down the hurt, and if he dies then he'll just come back up again in no time. So Rengar with Black Cleaver, you moves Ghostblade. I wouldn't be surprised if we got Last Whisper as well. Go for that full armor shred. He's already on 7 kills. He's got a huge amount of trophies under his belt. Unfortunately, he hasn't got the 12. Though, if he did, that would be scary. The thrill of the hunt, his ultimate, will allow him to go into stealth for a further 5 seconds, which is just scary when you think about it. Okay, that's 5 seconds of extra movement that you cannot see. Meanwhile, looking at everybody else, Volibear is yet to pick up anything new. Same for Marcia, though. Marcia is looking to build up the Infinity Edge with the BF Sword. Brand got the end freeze, but unfortunately means very, very little. He does go down and gets absolutely deleted. And that's going to be all that we have to say about that. Unfortunately, Lucian there gets caught out entirely, even with the Last Whisper. Is not going to result in a huge amount, and Brand still hanging around. He's trying to find a little bit of something, but can't quite get it. Goose is still doing very well on that kill. Those interventions landing on key targets when they need to be. I know the likes of that Nash's Tooth is gonna lay down the hurt even more. He's still building up the attack speed. I wonder if he's gonna build up the Runan's Hurricane build that was floating around on Reddit a couple of weeks back, that was brought back from the dead and is still a prevalent build on an attack speed kill. Narcissus though, very, very bold, very, very brave, continues to charge. His GAs is up, he's going for Deadly Ray, manages to secure the kill. He looks for Ezreal as well, but Ezreal manages to Arcane Shift, and the intervention proc there by Kale again going on to the right targets when they need to be will allow Narcissus to escape, and Lucian also lays down the hurt. He's trying to clear that minion wave and get the tower down as fast as he can. It's down to around about 75 HP remaining, and everything else unfortunately can't quite seem to find an opening. Rengar meanwhile is back into this fight. He's going to come back up. He hasn't got quite the full Last Whisper build yet, but he is waiting for it as when. But unfortunately Goose got deleted by Marcy off your screen there. Not much we have to say about it. We can guess what it was. Marcy going in with Voodoo Salt and everything active. Rage Echo does go down now. It is going to lead to 1 kill for Lucian. Can he make it 2? Yee's still up and available. He hasn't got Highlander anymore, but LeBlanc will secure that one. And it's going to be Naomi going down. Captain Awesome gets himself a double kill. 6-2-6. He is certainly doing very well. He is a very dangerous experiment indeed. And now it's going to be the retreat here. There is nothing more they can do with a zombie brand in fast pursuit. But Captain Awesome is well equipped for the thing. I mean, 2 pistols is perfect against a zombie. All you have to do is shoot it in the head. So everything is settling down here into a nice little groove. Narcissus rotating around to the bot lane. Inhibitor tower tries to take it out. Pocock is on a rampage now. He's 9-4-6. Doing very, very nice. It's going to force Narcissus there off your screen to go Bury the Sands. Unfortunately, Ezreal really can't do much about it. He gets one hit, gets the heal. Unfortunately, Volibear comes in with the flip and pops the GA with the Fury of the Sands still active. So, very smart move there. Allows you to keep the health bonus from the Fury of the Sands, which is allowing a massive kill. And it's now going to be a double kill for Lucian. Not for Lucian, sorry, for Marcy. Will it be a triple? Yes, it is. The triple kill. Quadra kill, maybe. Nope, Ezreal will take that one away. So no Quadra today. And Rage Echo back on that Rengar is nowhere to be seen. Oh no, he's all the way up in the top lane, split pushing like a pro. So, everything is now settled down a little bit. In this game, we are going to have another look at the items now, whilst everything tries to determine where they want to go. The blue team also want to shut this game out. They are currently 60,000 gold, 33 kills and 8 towers, doing a very nice job of it. And now the red team is starting to reply with their own towers. They managed to take out all the outer towers, but they are going to lose the inhibs. If they aren't careful. They've always lost the mid lane inhib, they're going to lose the bot lane inhib if they're not careful. Rengar's going to call for assistance onto the Baron here, and why not? They've got the power for it. Rengar can certainly, may not solo it, but he will need a little bit of assistance. I wouldn't be surprised if Kayle was just enough just to land an intervention. Well, Rengar is low, and there we go. They're going to start this off here and pick that up. Still, items wise, Random Omen comes out for Narcissus, so definitely starting to land down all them slows and keep up his advantage. Rengar is completely unknown as to what's going on. Blue team meanwhile know that the red team is around. They can see it. Ezreal tries to go for the Baron, still manages to secure it. Very nicely done. So very well played there from Ayuka. 3-2-1. That is how you steal a Baron with Ezreal. And a little bit unfortunate there for the blue side. And it's actually now forced Narcissus to DC entirely. He's obviously relying on the Baron buff to keep him going to allow that split push to carry on. But I'm sure this blue team can do it. Rengar backdoor is certainly viable at this point. He hasn't got quite the health, but he has got the damage to deal to turrets. He can certainly split push waves very, very effectively. So, looking at the items as I was trying to say earlier, LeBlanc is starting to build up her zone. She's got the double cloth armor. She hasn't got the necessary funds to complete it yet. Brand is starting to look into building his own fancy hat, I would suspect, if not a void star for the blasting wand. Looking at the junglers now, Rango is yet to finish his last whisper, and Marcy is actually starting to build up a very unusual item. Actually, he's got the Avarice Blade, he's got the critical cloak. It's a combination of what I'm guessing is Static Shift and Infinity Edge at the same time, especially at this point in the game is viable. But again, it's not really helpful. Volibear is going full on tank man mode here. He's actually got the buildings of the Sunfire Cape. I wouldn't be surprised if we picked that up soon enough. Ezreal meanwhile is a little bit behind Lucian. Lucian is starting to build up his Infinity Edge. And as a finished Last Whisper, as Ezreal only just has the components for a Last Whisper to build. And a very nice play there from LeBlanc. Going to keep the distortion up. Deadly Rat though does get caught out, but now it's a 4-man stack away in the blue team blue side. And it's going to be a deep dive here, but they're not going to go for it. Instead they're going to back out. They're going to continue pushing in waves and keep their minion waves well pushed in and keep aggression on. Meanwhile though, Kale is now on the Runan's Hurricane, so full on attack speed AP Kale. This is going to be deadly in a team fight because her Righteous Fury, I try to remember now, I don't believe it was the armor shred that stacked across all the targets, but the damage is... the armor shred is spread across, so that reduction on additional targets that Runan's Hurricane has, of course they take a little bit less damage. It's only 10 plus your bonus attack damage. But with Kale's Righteous Fury and the armor shred, it does mean that it will carry across rather nicely. Meanwhile though, Volibear does get caught out entirely. He has got the self-fire cape, so he is going to go down. The True Shot Barrage comes out and does pick up LeBlanc, so 1-for-1 so far in this team fight, and a Deadly Rat goes in, tries to land a decent Pyroclasm, but unfortunately can't do it. The Culling comes out, and it's going to be a kill pickup again, so now 1-for-2, 2-for-2. Narcissus is all by his lonesome. Unfortunately he will go down. GAs will get popped here. Rengar trying to split push out in the bottom wave, not really helping in this team fight. As Narcissus is going to go down, so it's going to be a 4-for-2 engage there. Very, very bad for the blue team, so allowing the red team to keep in this game. Blue team having a very hard time shutting it out. And now Item's getting finished off. Lucius now finished Infinity Edge. Ezreal's finished the Last Whisper. So it's going to be down to someone, if anyone, to make a play happen. Rengar will try and split push as best he can, but he can't quite seem to make it. He's got plenty of armor pen in the form of Last Whisper for that cleaving and moves Ghostblade, but he needs to find a defensive item and quick. He needs something to give him a little bit of frontline aggression. At the minute he is just a whopping great big furry fireball. As soon as he goes in, that's it, he's done. He can certainly clear targets quick, but if you can root him out, if you can stun him out, he's all but useless. After all, he is a melee champion. He's not someone like a Mumu that has a ranged dive in that will, and a ultimate lockup or something along those lines. With the current range of junglers that have yet to be picked in any high level play. Still looking at new items to come out now. Sheen coming out from Kale, possibly going into Lich Bane, going to make that Runan's Hurricane even more deadly. And everything else is also humming away nicely. Musty has finished his Static Shiv, and with the Banshee spell as well, it's going to allow him to be immune to one magical hit. Unfortunately, it's going to be Rengar's Roar that does it, but Kale goes down as well, so 2-0 there in that little bit of a skirmish. And it is going to mean that Narcissus is left all alone to split push. Lucian is also going to be caught out. He gets caught in the Culling, gets flipped during the channel as well, so he does lose all those shots, and it goes on to cooldown. Blue turret will go down here, so it's going to be a 9k lead now, 8 turrets to 4, 35 to 24, as everybody is going to carry on with the stack up. Pings coming out from Narcissus to either recall to base or just start base racing. Narcissus can definitely base race it with the best of them. Gets caught out by Ezreal and True Shot Barrage, and it's going to be the first of the blue team inhibitors to go down. LeBlanc is all out on her own. Thresh is looking for a death sentence to land on her. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. The damage does come out, and the root comes out as well from the Mimic. But it's not going to be enough, although the shutdown comes out for 1. Can they make it 2? Yes, Captain Warsmax will get that nicely there using the towers to land all the necessary damage. Narcissus though doing a very nice job of continuing the base race, and Rengar coming in using the speed boost of Home Guard and his Fill of the Hunt, gets the kill, instantly deletes Deadly Rat, and now will push up that mid lane or circle around for Volibear. Personally, I would just go for the full on push. You've got 1 inhib, go for 2, group up and then go for those towers. Narcissus will land the Wither. Will he go for the Spiritfire as well? Yes, he does. He actually turns the aggression onto Volibear, which is a very bad idea. Volibear not very happy about being hit on the snout, and it does pop the random zone and allows himself to escape. Rengar though continues to chase. We know what happened last time. As soon as anyone got into it, But intervention comes out here. True Shot Barrage will mean very little. It is going to be a very dead Ezreal. Rengar though will continue the aggression. There is no heat. Yes, the heal comes out from Kale, but it is going to go down. Rengar will go down, but does a very nice job of setting up a potential for a Kale kill. But no, Kale gets a little bit too over aggressive. Will go down to Master Yi. Both inhibitors are down for the red side. They need to hold on as tight as they can. These two waves will push them with super minions all day long. Well, at least until the inhib respawn, but that would be for a little while yet. And now everybody's starting to get up to a full max build. Rengar's still building heavy into that attack tree. He's actually now picked up the build towards Cutlass, which I'm assuming 99.9% sure that'll go straight into a Blade of the Rune King, although the .01 it could go into the Hextech Gunblade, which would be a surprising pick. It will make his Roar a little bit more effective, will make the heal that a little bit more effective as well. So, waiting to see what goes on there. LeBlanc's trying her best to lay down a little bit of aggression and a little bit of damage, but it's going to result in nothing. Items still coming thick and fast from everybody else. We have got a GA on Lucian, as well as an Infinity Edge. He's at full build now. If needs be, he can get rid of the boots and go for a Zephyr, which is a very nice endgame pickup. It still gives you movement speed, it still gives you attack speed, it still gives you, more importantly, more attack damage. Although Lucian himself could go for Nash's Tooth. I remember when he came out, one of the troll builds was you built, trying to remember now, 5 Nashes and something else. It was, I can't remember. But it basically made the calling an insta-kill item. It gave you the full damage on it from the AP for the attack speed per shot that it could grant you. Ignoring runes and masteries, of course. Not taking the optimal ones into account. So, it's going to be Baron now for the blue side. Ezreal's True Shot Barrage not helpful today. It's definitely not going to secure that kill, so now the blue team have got the necessary oomph to go for the Nexus and start doing it. They're actually going to now start the push up. And Narcissus, looking at these items as well, is still laughing at the fact that he has a Thorn Mail. So he's definitely going anti-aggression. Rengar goes right on in and actually gets the moves, but doesn't land the build for Cutlass Prog. The Volibear gets caught out and gets deleted in no time at all. It does take 5 members though to beat him to death. A little bit of bear basing there. Unfortunately, it is illegal here in the UK. Still, carrying on the aggression from the blue side, they are certainly looking for their open and their opportunity. They've already got rid of the Volibear. Can they get rid of anything else? The engage is still happening. The flames are coming out from Brad. Unfortunately, he hasn't yet managed to... Oh, he did land the perfect prioritizer, but not enough though. Captain Awesome does take him out and goes on the killing spree. The intervention gets popped by Cal to keep Narcissus alive a little while longer. The Nexus is now open for a beating, and it will go down. GG, well played from the blue side. 10 towers to 5, 80,000 to 67,000, 41 kills to 26. So, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to like, favorite, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and I'll see you next time.